It's not about a question of creativity.
Yes.
It's a question of efficiency.
Tama.
When you're more efficient, then you'll have more room for creativity.
Of course, minsan nasasanay na tayo na matalo, pero may mga times talaga minsan parang ayoko na yata, parang quit na kaya ako.
I'm not a naturally born creative. It was something I had to work my ass off, in a sense. So, I loved the structure. The geek in me loved the structure.
How many percentage of you is still a creative? How many percent of you is now an entrepreneur, a businessman? Because of the whole totality of being a photographer in this industry.
First time to, sinabihan ako ng kliyente, Jay, stop shooting.
Talaga ba?
Stop shooting.
Tama na.
Tama na. Kailangan na umuwi ng mga artista.
Yeah. Hello, we're here for another episode of Let's Go Podcast. Today, our guest is one of the busiest photographers out there. We will be discussing his journey in advertising and the other aspects of his photography career. His name is Jay Tablante. Okay, brother. Kamusta? Jay, kamusta?
Ox naman, work has been pretty okay. I mean, in and out muna tayo. So, buti may pocket of time na, I can get to join you guys here. So,
good.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're one of the busiest people in the industry. So, thank you for joining us in our episode of podcast. So, salamat sa lahat, pare. So, anyway, kamusta? How's your year? I mean, everyone, like, coming from the holidays and then may mga hangover pa yan ng bakasyon, di ba? Ikaw ba, pare, did you just jump back into it?
Well, there were some people who went on extended vacation kasi depend, di ba, bitin yung weekend, doon nagkaroon pa ng extra. So, I got to start to work mga middle of January na, which is a good pace naman for me.
Okay.
So, then afterwards, naman, work has been regular and then, as ebb and flow yan of
Correct.
work, sometimes when it rains, it's four. Ang wild. And then there are days na parang gumagano ka, anyari.
Tama.
It's about, parang riding the wave lang. And I mean, when you're anxious when there's a lot of work, then you're anxious when wala. I'm like, I've learned how to chill. So okay lang naman yung pacing ngayon. So right now I'm happy na there's work that's been regular na.
Tama.
Tama. So the past 2 weeks, matumal, and the next thing you know, boom!
Yeah, I understand. Kasi ako, I'm also, in that category, like freelancers, di ba? So tama ka, when it rains, it pours, di ba?
It pours.
So parang, there are times na super busy and then hindi ako makausap ng mga tao. And then when there's like a break in between, talagang, okay, ano nang gagawin ko, di ba? So buti ka pa, na-balance mo yun. Pero
kailangan eh.
Mahirap.
Kailangan or else I'll lose my mind over it.
Correct. I should probably message you kapag may break para, Jay, wala mang ginagawa. Anong kailangan gawin, di ba?
Anong gagawin?
Tama. So, anong ginagawa mo recently? Now that you mentioned that you're kind of busy. So, what kind of work are you doing ba recently?
Now it's a lot of advertising stuff. So back in the groove ulit. So thank you, Lord. Thank you, ad agencies and production houses for hiring me.
Correct.
For the images.
For the viewers, recently we worked together,
yes,
for a San Miguel campaign.
Yes, we did.
So I was doing the commercial, you were doing the print for
yes.
it. And then magandang flow natin noon, di ba? So
naman.
that's in advertising also. So you're doing advertising work now. How is it? Like, kamusta ang workload? How are you?
It's the bread and butter. I mean, while we've been doing this for like God knows how long.
Correct.
So may flow na siya in a sense. So napipacing ko na in a sense na pre-po dito, briefing next, shoot, and all that. So timing. Although there are times pa rin na nagsisiksika naman talaga siya at certain points. There are certain times na parang may magical dates na somehow lahat sila nag-aagawan over one date. Tapos parang, kung kaya ko lang hatiin sarili ko.
Correct.
And there are days naman na, guys, wala akong ginagawa. Pwede pa sa ibang araw natin gawin to.
Tama.
May mga ganon.
Ba't kaya lahat nagsisiksika lang na Wednesday? May Thursday, saka Tuesday naman.
There's a magical date over something, whether it's a meeting, a shoot, or whatever.
Correct.
May bumabagsak lahat sa isang araw.
Brother, ikaw ba, meron ka bang parang, kami in production, we call it like the line producer. Like directors usually have their own line producers.
Yes.
Ako have my schedule handler, si Winston. Shout out to Winston, di ba? He fixes all my calendar and timetable. Do you have someone to help you with the calendar?
Me, myself, and
Okay. Ako di ko kaya, bro. Di ko kaya.
In a sense, meron, hindi. Kasi ibang nature when you're working with print. We're a lot more looser in a sense and we're scaled down compared to working with video eh.
Correct.
So ako, I handle my own schedule.
Okay.
As nauusi ako na I want to see my own calendar. Although naka-FYI yung the rest ng people sa studio namin. Kasi I'm a partner with another with another photographer, si Pao. And then we also have an operations person, si CJ.
Okay.
So, naka-FYI lang sila doon sa mga ganap.
Yes.
So, but I like to make my own schedule.
Okay.
Naka-share lang yan sa online calendar.
So, parang kami, ang ginagawa namin, naka-share yung Google Calendar eh.
Yes, same.
So, when I put, like, let's say, a schedule,
kita lahat.
Kita lahat, naka-reflect, meron ng Tuesday, parang ganyan, di ba? Okay.
Kasi every now and then, there's gonna be an inquiry through CJ. Like, as mag-message sa Facebook page namin or sa Instagram, asking for this, tapos she'll match, ibabangga niya kung sino available.
Yes.
Whether me or Pao or whoever.
Yes,
Yun. So, ganun lang naman. So,
ako pare, yung calendar ang pinaka-weakest link sa akin na. Like, I cannot do my calendar. Kasi parang, sure I can do it, pero pag sabay-sabay na, tipong, direct pa-revise naman, baka pwede ka ng Wednesday, may schedule na Wednesday. Then I have to message the other project kung kaya i-move.
Exactly. So that happened to me like last week. Now, somebody was bugging me on this particular date. Jay, pwede ka pa. But I've committed that day already.
Exactly.
Then, so bale, it's a matter of negotiating with everybody. Baka naman, before, I used to be beholden na tatanggapin ko lang yung schedules.
Yes.
Pero at the back of my head, baka naman.
Yeah.
So I've learned it from one other accounts managers who handled photographers back in the day, na pang try to negotiate and just find out whether or not it's possible.
Okay.
Which turns out for projects A and B, see, project A got me for this particular date.
Yeah.
And then project B came in na 2-day shoot siya. Na hinihingi sa akin pa kayong na this day kung saan ako hindi pwede and the following day. Sabi ko, ano ba shotlist mo?
Yes.
So it turns out you need to find out yung himay ng producer, yung disconnect between what your understanding of the project is. So when there is a disconnect on that, at tinatanggap mo lang yung interpretation niya, doon ka medyo na pang, shit, naiipit ako dito sa situation na to. So I called up that producer yesterday who also handles the video component, and turns out pala, it's a multi-day shoot for them, and nung tinignan ko yung shotlist, kaya kong gawin to in one day.
Yeah, manipis lang pala yung sa'yo.
Oo, in a sense, na parang, put me in day 2 na lang.
Yes.
Yung day 1 mo, heavy yan with the talent.
Yeah.
Hindi ako pwede maka-epal dyan because video ang priority for this project. So, kayo yan. The following day, nung nakita ko na yung board ni director na time na yun, na magaang-gaang na, day 2 mo na lang ako ipasok. Which, I ended up accommodating both projects.
Perfect.
So, that's out of the negotiations na nagaganap. So, alam mo yun, it's a matter of communication, proper communication, and understanding ano ba yung project specs ng both projects para lang masiksik mo.
Yeah. Parang I would say quote-unquote lingid sa kaalaman ng mga tao, di ba? Parang some people kasi like they think, kunyari, let's say you're a photographer, they think you're just behind the camera and then you take photos, di ba? Pero now that it's becoming, let's say, a business already or it's a livelihood, so yun yung mga things na people don't know na behind the
you have to navigate through a lot of stuff.
Diba?
And then you get to realize that the actual shooting is just a fraction of the entire business model.
Exactly. When people also ask me parang, you're a director, ganyan. So sumisigaw ka lang ng cut sa set. Parang hindi, there's so much more
to prepare
that's happening for a shoot.
Before and after.
Exactly. So ang shooting parang 15% lang of the whole process. Parang ganyan. Di ba? Parang ganun So, as a photographer also, yung mga things na ganyan, meetings, pre-prods, again, negotiations, schedules. Di ba yung mga ganyan? Parang preparing the deck, the mood board, everything else. Tapos 25%, 15% yung actual shooting.
The actual shooting part is the funnest part of it all. All the rest is admin and paperwork and lip service to machika mo at ma-explain mo yung concept mo or yung tira mo over the project.
Right.
Most of it is really that.
Right now, pare, like if Jay Tablante is 100%, how many percentage of you is still a creative? How many percent of you is now an entrepreneur, a businessman, because of the whole totality of being a photographer in this industry?
Wow. Actually, paano ko masabing create? if you get me for
in advertising, in advertising.
As far as advertising is concerned, almost 50-50 in a sense naman. Kasi I still need to put on a particular hat na tirada mo.
Yes.
Na you must have, that's why they're hiring you in the first place. Kasi they see a certain vision that they like, that you produce. So, dapat may ganun naman din. At the same time naman din also, since I also run my own studio and I also handle another photographer in terms of project-wise, so I have to put on the businessman's hat na forecast namin, are we making targets for this month?
Exactly.
Oo. Like, anong payroll mo? Ano yung ganyan. So, there's the Excel of it all.
Yes. Yun yung yun yung parang mahirap i-balance. So, parang, nagiging negosyante na lang ako
May ganon aspect. So, admittedly, the best subject that I ever took nung college was I took up accounting.
Wow,
I had an accounting subject which was I could forgo all the rest of the stuff that I took in college. Now I realized, wag lang si accounting.
Diba? Yun lang Ako pare, yun ang pinaka-weakest ko pag kailangan ng mga resibo, tapos parang tax season na parang, oh my God.
Ano to?
Mag-backread ako.
Ano to? And there are certain times na parang I just tune out.
Yan.
There's that part na, although I do have some basic working knowledge about that, about all those, pero sabi ko at the end of the day, gusto ko lang naman mag-picture, guys.
Oo nga
Come on. Why is life making it so adulting? To take pictures for a living.
Kaya ako, pag nag-issue ang resibo, talang picture, accountant, ito po yung resibo. Like, let's get a 2307 eventually.
Exactly, may mga ganun lahat. Na pang kung hindi mo naman asikasuhin, bulyaso ka sa filings mo, di ba?
So pare, okay, so that's in advertising side, di ba? And then, alam naman natin, that's your livelihood and that's, where the career is. Do you still do other types of photography? Ako alam ko naman kung ano yung ginagawa mo other than advertising. Tama. But, for those who don't know, like, what kind of photography do you do?
I carved out a niche called cosplay photography, which is still in its, I wouldn't say still, but it's already evolved into something that's a little bit more publicly known.
Yes.
So, basically it's taking pictures of superheroes.
Yes.
Comic book characters, whether it be anime, comics, gaming, whatever. So cosplay photography was something I found as a good crossroads between the passions that I like.
Yes.
Because kita mo pala sa t-shirt ko, diba? So, I could see how much of a geek I am. And I didn't know kasi how to draw.
Yes,
Hindi ako mag-drawing.
Okay.
Gusto ko sana mag-drawing and there was a part of me na ingit ako with my other friends in high school, college who were artists in their own right. So I hung out with a lot of creative types. Noong time na gusto ko sana mag-drawing pero hindi ko kaya mag-drawing. So lo and behold, that's when I found, by hook or by crook, I found photography as my medium to express a lot of these things. Now the interesting part kasi sa kanya na parang when I was already shooting, doing editorial work for magazines and all that, part of what I had to learn is how do you make your work unique?
Okay.
How do you get yourself out there between all the there's so many excellent photographers out there na ang gaganda ng trabaho. So how do you differentiate yourself from them? So, one of the things that I had to introspect is that what do I like that's uniquely, I think, that's mine in a sense, that I could own, that I could own the space. So, sabi ko, what if I take pictures of superheroes?
Okay.
Of the ones that I like. So, meron ako paghuhugutan.
Yes.
Kasi feeling ko, passion, when you bring out that work out of passion, dapat may malalim kang paghuhugutan.
Yeah.
And people will see that emanate from the work. So, that's why I started going for cosplay photography.
Okay.
Noong time na yun, when I started doing it, I didn't even know there was such a term called cosplay photography. All I wanted was to take pictures of superheroes.
Right. Coming into this episode nga, parang I didn't realize that there's really like a big industry of cosplay.
It evolved
diba?
Out of the decades.
Correct.
Out of the decades it grew out of. Now
Yes.
it's becoming more mainstream.
Correct.
Yon. So parang there's already this, I wouldn't even say cottage industry, not even It's already grown to a certain level of prop making na yung thanks to all the technology that has been made available, 3D printing and all that, made it easier for for prop makers to produce higher quality props now. So the bar has been going higher and higher na ever since.
I'm sure there's a lot of cosplay photographers now. Pero ikaw lang kasing kilala ko. So, ano ba? Marami na ba? Marami photographers now?
There's a lot. Dumami na sila, and the industry evolved, and that content creation, ang ganda nga, nakakatuwa. There's so many photographers out there who've already discovered to shoot cosplay.
Yeah.
And it's fun. So I'm not the only one. But I guess what makes my situation unique, I guess, is that I have one foot in advertising and one foot in cosplay.
Right.
So I'm a strange hybrid. Na I jump between the worlds depending on ano ang ihip ng...
Kasi parang ang advertising...
for the month eh.
Oh, kasi ang advertising, it's very parang medyo client-based. I'm sure creative pa rin yan, pero client-based, and then you have a lot of layers of approvals, and then, body of thoughts that we need to consider, di ba? Kasi, syempre, sales and the creatives, marrying the two, di ba? That's that. And then yung cosplay mo naman is totally different na parang talagang...
It's a total other side of the spectrum na talagang pure creative execution siya talaga.
Correct. And then, sinong pipigil sa'yo or sinong mag-approve nun other than you, di ba?
Oo, may ganon. Although there are some projects that find itself in a unique situation na I get to shoot cosplay for a living.
Wow! Sige nga, kwento mo nga yung
So that was interesting. So of course, I did the past campaigns for Smart, which covered kasi they sponsored that was a project before GameX.
Okay.
So I shot Alodia in actual cosplay.
Okay.
And yun, pinabayaan na talaga ako noon. Like,
wow,
of course, that was my cosplay was my passion, it's my specialty. So yung ahensya, pinabayaan na ako. Jay, run with it.
Yun yung mga masayang projects di ba? Parang advertising and then kinuha ka because you're doing cosplay. And then na-marry mo yung dalawa into one category.
So that was one part. The other big project was Voltes 5.
Nice. Okay, you did it pala.
I did the posters, I did the billboards for Voltes 5. So of course, we grew up watching Voltes 5.
Yes.
And so that was the best time na sabi, I had so much fun.
Ito na yun.
Ito na yun. In my career, in my so-called career, first time to, sinabihin ako ng kliyente, Jay, stop shooting.
Talaga ba?
Stop shooting. Tama na. Kailangan na umuwi ng mga artista. Kasi dinadagdagan ko yung shot list eh. Pero baka pwede pa natin gawin to. Ano yung pamsa nandyan?
Playground talaga no?
So, nanganganak yung ano. So, I mean, vibes ko yung, I'm good friends with the director, si Direct Mark. So, we're both geeks. So, we're both geeking out over a lot of mga magagawa eh.
Tama.
So, ganon. First time ko, napagsabihan na ako, huminto ka na.
Buti kasya sa oras, di ba? Pinagkasya mo tayo, sasagaling
overtime na talaga ako ng bonggang-bongga. So, pasalamat ko na lang yung mga all the celebrities on time were very patient with me.
Right.
Kitang-kita nila yung pag-direct ko, dapat yung sa mata mo, ganyan. Tapos sa line ni Prince Zardos, ganyan.
Gulat siguro yung mga tala sa parang, teka lang, alam niya yung sinasabi niya. Mas kilala niya yung character where's me? Di ba?
I want a pulled back. Ganyan.
Tama.
Mga ganun.
Pero kung kunyari yung cosplay photography mo, hindi tumatalon sa advertising, anong ginagawa mo sa kanya? Like, do you do this as a hobby or is this something to keep you sane? Di ba? Parang
One, yes. It keeps me sane and it's a creative, kasi I use cosplay photography as R&D.
Right.
So I do all my lighting experiments there already in terms of piecing certain shots together and all that. Because what makes my style of cosplay photography unique is that I use the framing of the framework of advertising and I apply it on cosplay.
In what way? Sige.
Cosplay photography is the R&D.
Right.
I experiment. So sinasabi ko na sa mga cosplayers na katrabaho ko na mag-eksperimento ako. Half the time, I don't know the shit that I'm doing. So, bahala na kung ano kalabasan ng... Pero, but of course, nonetheless, you do want to come out with a good photo.
Yes.
Pero, I experiment there. So that all the learnings I get to pick up from the cosplay shoots, na-execute ko ng maayos when it comes to advertising.
Yes.
But at the same time, what makes our cosplay photography unique is I pick up the framework ng advertising. What I mean by that is every cosplay shoot may kanya-kanyang deck. May deck presentation yan from the production. Parang ako ng PPM.
Yes.
It's a PPM deck of everything from costume design, sourcing ng location ko, prop scope, sino makeup ko, hanggang post-production ko.
Correct.
Hanggang final artwork. Yan, meron akong pasadang complete presentation. Na the formality and the study of that na nakuha ko from advertising, which I think it's unique.
Correct. I think yun yung parang isa sa mga naging advantage natin or nasanay sa advertising process is that everything was a process.
Tama.
Kasi I remember there's one friend who wanted to, I guess, learn the ropes of being in advertising. He used to be parang he's a videographer. He wants to transition into doing music videos and all of that.
Tama.
Sinama ko siya sa process ko. And then natutunan niyo yung parang feasibility meeting, technical meeting, creating your specs, creating your PPM decks. And now he has his own clients. And then na-incorporate niya yung learnings na hindi na siya on the fly na parang, no, we're just gonna make it look good. Hindi ganun Parang everything has to be decked out
kumbaga at the end of the day, whether it's the artist side of us that knows it in our heads.
Yeah.
Pero it's what I liked about working in advertising because I had a brief stint as a creative in advertising back then.
In ad agency?
In an ad agency.
Okay.
So, doon ko nakuha yung structure. It was a short stint, but it taught me a lot of solid lessons. So, when I approach my photography work, I approach it now as an art director.
Correct.
Not just a photographer. So, I put on the art director's hat. And I would say, kung art director ako, paano ko hihimayin tong litrato?
Yeah, exactly.
And
also, that's also one of the reasons why ad agencies and clients hire us or you, di ba? Kasi I know Jay knows what he's doing. And then he can essentially kumbaga speak our language. Parang ganun, di ba? Parang I feel safe that I will spend money on him and because he knows what he's doing, di ba? Hindi tipong, don't worry guys, maganda yan.
Ganun. What I liked about sa structure, because like I said, I'm not, when they say, yung creativity ko is not, I'm not a naturally born creative. It was something I had to work my ass off, in a sense. So, I loved the structure. The geek in me loved the structure. So, kasi since I'm not the artist type that can just spur out ideas left and right, I needed the structure advertising provided so that I can, may process ako gawin yung ideas ko.
Correct. And sometimes the process or that structure really gives us guidance on how to go to direction. Correct.
It's the creative direction in the first place. Kasi, for example, you can do a lot of things. You have so many other ideas out there. And a tendency, when you have no guardrails on the side, nagkakalat ka na. So, for example, ako, whenever I do my collaboration test shoots or even cosplay shoots, I literally, hindi man literal, but I intentionally handicap myself in a sense na ito lang gagawin mo. Huwag ka na mag-isip ng ibang ideas out there that will muddle the direction or else sayang ang oras mo, sayang ang effort ng iba kung if you're undecided on the shoot itself.
Tama.
So I want to come in there. So the way in a sense, yung cosplay photography is the serious play. It's a serious playground. Na pagpasok ko sa kanya, ito shot list ko, ito ganyan. Which some cosplayers nga found it pang new.
Parang, talaga? Biglang alam natin gagawin natin simula.
In a sense, may shot list na, tapos may na ako compre, may drawing na ako, dito pwesto mo, ito posing mo, ito ganyan. Na they've all found it strange that I will just shoot body parts.
Right.
Na, pose ka dito, ito na yung braso mo, ito yung legs mo,
kasi
kamay mo.
Yun eventually.
Kasi that's how we do it in advertising. For a good part, especially mga perspective shots na malaki kamay, kukunin mo yung kamay, hiwalay, ganun.
Exactly.
So for some of them, they found it, wow, ano to? Na I'm not asking for full poses out of them, but I'm looking for body parts to bend themselves in.
And then you'll comp everything in.
And then I'll comp everything in. Just like how,
we do in
the art director's hat goes on na paano ko to pipakasuhin at ano yung materialist ko to work with.
When you do cosplay photography or when you do your cosplay production, I'm sure you collaborate with a lot of artists also. Tell me about that collaborative process. Do you handpick specific people who understand your language in cosplay? Are they fellow anime fans?
Yes and no. There are those na who I rope in because ang ganda lang ng trabaho nila. But at the same time, I also collaborate with a lot of advertising creatives who are just nerdy and geeky as I am.
Correct.
So there you go.
Pahinga rin nila yun
Oo,
diba?
pahinga din nila yun. And at the same time, that's where we speak the same language.
Exactly.
So, kung mahilig sa comics, so let's collaborate. Batukan mo ko na idea of this character, tapos let's make it happen.
Yes.
So that's on the idea side.
Mm-mm.
And then as you jump from idea side into execution side, this is where like your collaboration and your network now within the community grows. I would have to openly disclaim na I have a slight advantage because pinsan ko crafter.
Gets. Oo nga.
So pinsan ko creates props.
Tama.
For a lot of the popular cosplayers.
Tama.
So that in itself was already an advantage. Uy, Jello, kailangan ko tong prop na to.
Yeah.
Of course, alam ko how backlogged he is for work. Sometimes, he used the family card.
Tama. Does he do all the wardrobe and the costumes?
He does the armor.
Okay.
Nowadays, nag-specialize na siya. That's how this industry has evolved. Before, kung sabihin mong costume lang.
Tama.
Now, when you say costume, you have to split it pa. Are you talking about armor? Are you talking about fabric?
Tama, oo nga.
Kasi the costume so pwede kang mananahe but you don't know how to make the armor.
Tama.
And vice versa.
Yes.
So yung pinsan kong yun, he produces the armor parts, the
Okay.
stiff parts, the swords, the things that you hold, yung mga boots na ganun matigas and all
yung
that.
Iron Man armor.
What have you. Tapos yung fabric naman, we all know mga iba pang mga tailors at saka mga costume makers na we source it and then combine yan together.
Tama. So ngayon pare, kasi syempre, I'm not a cosplayer, but I'm familiar with people who, cosplay once in a while. Nakikita ko sa events, di ba, mga ganyan. Did it already bloom or blossom into an actual industry na talagang hindi na nga siya hobby category, parang talagang may mundo na. Di ba?
Meron na. Oo. Although it still has, I wouldn't want to say separation, pero there's already a blurred line between mainstream and the geek community as it became large, the pop culture community,
right,
as it became larger and larger and larger, and you get to realize a lot of these people are into pop culture in the first place.
Right.
So there's this almost no separation between the non-interested ones versus the ones who do, kasi more often than not, people will have all these hobbies.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that you have serious brands putting in money into these events comes to show na, there is a market. So I get yung mga ibang brands na nakakatrabaho in advertising are putting their money into like all these into these pop culture events na. So that's already the validity na, there is a serious market here to be seen.
Tama. And then parang especially when these brands, they know that the target audience would be the cosplayers. Kumbaga, kung para sa kanila talaga yung produkto.
And not just the cosplayers, but the fans of the
whole culture.
Culture in the first
diba?
place.
Nga.
The cosplayers are the poster people whom you see. But the brands also get to tap yung mga con-goers who are the fans of these cosplayers and the fans of the franchise, the property, and all whatever.
Tama. That's a whole...
The whole gamut of it all.
Tama. Kasi, since talagang nagiging industry nila yung cosplay, di ba?
Yes.
And then you also operate in that advertising world. Did it make your life even more busier?
You could, I guess, in a sense, like, nangyari, I get to guest in several pop culture events already. May mga cons dito, then they need a resource speaker. So, kunin mo si Jay.
Yeah,
I guess it's madali lang kasi ako tawagan. I have no manager and all that. Tawagan mo, go to me straight, and then I'll say yes.
Yeah.
And I always love teaching and always love sharing what I do. So, yun. I jump in between. So, weekend, I'll guest in a convention. Following day, shoot! Advertising tayo. Shoot tayo in ads. The following day, may guesting ka ulit. Lipad ka dito. Ganon. So, interestingly enough, 2023, I flew na pa nationwide tour ako. One weekend, I was in Baguio. Following weekend, Cebu. The following weekend, Davao. Doing events. Mga iba-ibang klaseng conventions. And in between the weekdays, nag-shoot ako na ads.
Hanep. So talagang...
May nangyayaring ganon. I'm not saying all the time, but paminsan mapapa-rockstar life ka na, living off a suitcase.
That whole travel.
That whole travel, shoot ka, nangyayari siya.
Tama.
Nangyayari.
Sige. Kanina pare, kasi ito, di ba, you're a photographer jumping in between two worlds, di ba, in advertising and in cosplay. And then, na-mention mo a while ago that you were not a naturally born creative.
I wasn't.
You love the process. You love the geeking out of step 1, 1B, 1C, 1D, step 2, 2A, 2B. And then, did it ever become a deterrent for you na you're competing against different photographers who are naturally born creatives, and then ikaw, medyo you have to learn the ropes of being a creative? Parang naging ano ba sa'yo yun?
There was a frustration in a sense because I could not come up with ideas fast enough.
Okay.
There was that. Kasi prior to photography, I really wanted to be a game developer.
Okay.
That was my original dream in a sense, a game developer. And I studied a lot of programming when I was in grade school, high school, coding.
Hanep.
I wrote code.
School,
I wrote code.
Okay.
No time na yon. And that's how geeky I got. And so in a sense, parang yun, saan nanggaling yung creative element out of that? Kasi diba, artists can just pull ideas here.
Yes.
But for a geek like me, I could not produce ideas right away.
Correct.
So I had to effort myself out. So sabi ko, how can I solve a creative problem with the logic?
Yeah, no.
So as I do in my presentations, I science the shit out of creativity na. So I tried solving the creative problem with an algorithm in my head. Kaya nagsistema na ako. And that's how it matched perfectly with advertising, because advertising gave me the algorithm to solve a creative problem.
Galing, tama.
There was a system to go up the big idea, how to distill it, execution, blah 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 blah. So that's how it came to be. Coming back, yes, it's I wouldn't want to say deterrent, but it's a frustration. Na parang, for example, I see other photographers na ang bilis magpa-post ng model. Do this, do that, ganyan. It's really flashy and all that. Hindi ko kaya.
Yeah, no.
Na parang, although I try to exercise those things in certain aspects, like when I do model shoots or cosplay shoots, may ganon. But I still end up following shot list ko. Tapos ko na ba yan? Ano yung body part na kailangan ko? Okay, blah, 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 blah. And that's where na it must kampante ako at the end of the shoot na, ay, sige, covered ko everything. Happy ako.
Baliktad, no? Kasi there are other photographers who have so much ideas and talagang mabilis sila kumuha ng mga creative things.
Yes, oo.
Pero they lack process naman.
May ganon.
Sometimes, di ba?
May ganon.
Ikaw, baliktad, you have the whole process and then you need time to really pick ideas.
I have the process in my head, but I don't have as many ideas as they do. So may ganon, that's my interesting situation.
Pero sometimes, that process naman is what you need to get to point B, di ba? To reach the goal, di ba?
So I always had to dissect, how do I get from point A to point B? How do I come up with the ideas and with the concepts? How does my brain function in terms of solving all of this and not just tatalunin mo lang to the end?
Correct.
Kasi at the end of the day, when you are collaborating with a lot more people, and especially sa cosplay shoots natin, I love collaborations. The more people I get to rope in, the better for me. And it feels nice that you get to get all these people to help you or collaborate with you. You need to explain the idea properly. You need to communicate it properly. Na sometimes, if you don't, pagdating sa shoot, pang ano nangyari?
Exactly. That's also one role of the photographer also, especially in advertising, di ba? You don't necessarily only need to be good in camera, camera and shooting. You also need to be a good communicator. That's what I always tell my friends also. Parang, when you're dealing with a client, hindi lang yung promise na maganda yan, promise, gagandahan ko. Hindi lang ganun. You have to be able to communicate yung gusto mo, verbally, maybe verbal or written, kailangan ma-communicate mo yan kung anong goal mo, and then execute it properly,
and at the same time, you get to tell them why you like it.
Exactly.
What could have been done better. Kumbaga, you have to be precise and pinpoint to explain it na ganon, so that everybody gets it. And coming back to my programming roots in a sense, elegant code is not about code that works. Not just it works, but it's code that can be read by everybody else.
Tama. Oo. Hindi pwedeng ako lang na, hindi siya dapat self-serving eh.
Oo.
Dapat ginagawa ko to for you guys to understand, and then we can all jump into one boat, and then let's go to the point B.
Exactly. So, as a director or as a photographer, you're the captain of the ship for that shoot. So you have to be able to be decisive enough and people know what page you're on.
Tama. Super agree, pare. So ngayon, nakwento mo a while ago that yung nga, geek ka, growing up, di ba? You're doing codes and all of that. And then, you didn't know how to draw. Pero tayo, hindi naman mag-drawing. Pero we feel like we wanna be creative enough.
I wanted to be creative. So, I ended up doing graphic designs.
Diba? Photoshop.
So, that's the only execution I had because it was pulling out material for something else. You don't need to flex a pencil or whatever.
Tama. So, bakit photography? Diba? Bakit nga hindi graphic design? Bakit nga hindi, let's say,
I wanted to come up with something that's still original, in a sense. When I say original, meaning I still put up an effort. There's a craft to it. So when I take a picture, I know it's my picture.
Right.
Graphic design, so like I said, kulang ako sa drawing element eh. Graphic design, may drawing element pa rin yan eh. Pero si graphic design kasi, it's a applied art eh, where you get other materials and drawing, put them all together, di ba? Wala ako. Wala ako nung isa, and yung isa gusto ko ako gumawa.
Right.
So, where do I fall? Photography.
Tama. And then you stuck to it talaga.
I stuck to it na. So, I treated photography not in a traditional sense, but I treated it as a jumping platform to produce materials for the things that I want to happen. So that's why ang naging evolution ng cosplay photography namin nun was to become more post-driven. Because it tickled the fancy nung system ko.
Tama. I see a lot of your works, diba? In cosplay photography. Obviously, nakita mo in big scale exhibits. Diba? Nag-exhibit ka ba before eh? And it involves a lot of comps and graphic design.
Yes.
Do you do those things on your own?
I don't. I work with the teams. I work with a bunch of FA, digital imagers, post people who do magic with the stuff that I give them.
Yes.
But of course, garbage in, garbage out. So I can't just give them crap.
Correct.
So for me, my responsibility as a photographer is bigyan kita ng maayos na materyales so that you have something to work with.
Yes.
Na you can make magic with. Hindi yung hahabulin mo pa or i-compensate mo pa at saka natin gawaan ng paraan afterwards.
Yeah. So hindi pwedeng fix it in post. Dapat you put everything in post, di ba?
You put everything in post. So pagbigay ko, maganda, brilliant na siya, it's well lit, madaling ma-drop out and all that, so that wala nang compensation. It's kumbaga, you put in the material not in a negative but already in a neutral zone or positive, and then they'll push it further.
Yeah, tama. Ganda pag nakita yung mga images, ganda ng mga stuff mo. Ano yung mga biggest setbacks mo siguro na you encountered in your very well-lived career? I would say.
Wow. So-called career.
Pero meron bang gano'n? Kasi syempre, you have already your clout, you already have your set of clientele, and then may mga creatives who trust you already, di ba? May mga people who already, want to work with you constantly. Before you got there, ano yung mga nagiging biggest, problems or setbacks that you encountered?
Wow. Challenges as a
photographer.
Of course, the financial side out of it all is we all do want to get compensated that supports our equipment. I mean, in our living. So it's not easy.
Yeah.
For that matter, and it's a matter of how to adjust the business model as budgets grows over time. So it's basically more or less that. But I loved the entire industry as a whole, or else I wouldn't be here for long.
Yeah.
Dito, it's really more of this. It's more of that. But at the same time, yung mga challenges sa akin is yung respect for the work. Oo. Or respect for the craft.
Yes.
For that matter. Pero I mean, for me, I couldn't say much na I didn't like because I loved it.
Yeah.
Except for the
siguro sa'yo nag-a-apply 100% yung choose ano yung quote na yun? Choose a job that you like and you don't need to work, or choose a work that you like and you don't need to work
I guess, I guess, pero what I ended up doing is I followed my effort. Oh, parang the passion and the effort sort of like intertwined themselves, but I got to realize I got to follow my effort, so to speak. So that's how I ended up doing advertising. That's why I ended up doing cosplay.
So pare, what's your opinion on, our friends who feel like they need to constantly upgrade, they need to constantly buy the latest gears because they feel that they need those to be constantly at par in the, industry standards. What's your opinion on that?
I have nothing against that. If they like it, trip nila. I mean, ako kasi, I tend to ask a hard question first. Do I really need it? And if it was a need that would still be there a week after or a month after, then I might consider.
Okay.
Before I actually make a huge investment in equipment, talagang inuupuan ko siya. Matagal ko siya pinag-isipan whether or not do I need to upgrade it or do I need to of course, when I switched to a newer model ng camera, I knew it was a business decision.
Yes.
So I have to, whenever I need to buy equipment, I need to root it on several factors. And this is where the pagka-businessman goes up. The businessman hat goes on, not exactly the creative. Kasi if it was the creative, I would have just bought the latest stuff in whatever I see. Pero ang nagpepreno sa akin is the reality. Now, what's the ROI?
Yes.
Will this new equipment help me churn out more revenue in that sense? Or at the same time, for example, I knew my life cycle ng cameras eh. So, alam ko, there's a certain amount of time lang talaga that I will own and keep a particular body. I have no nostalgic affiliation to this particular body.
Correct.
In a sense. If sakali, sa life cycle ni Canon, for example, from shifting from the R5 Mark I to the R5 Mark II, sinundan ko yung life cycle niya.
Tama.
Kasi I bought the R5 Mark I when it first came out, and then 2, 3, 4 years after, na feeling ko, yun yung life cycle ng camera na yun.
Right.
In my business model. So by that time, na lumabas na si Mark II, I need to let go na.
Right.
So that was rooted on a business decision na I think I've maximized the use of this camera already and I move on na to the next model. Now, at the same time, ang tinatanong ko din, the latest equipment, for example, does not exactly make me any more creative.
Okay.
It's not a question. It's more of, does this make me more efficient?
Yan, okay.
Will the new equipment make me more efficient? Kasi, there's that debate, diba, whether nasa engine ba o nasa pana.
Exactly. That's my subtle way of asking that question.
It's that question. Sa akin, it's a hard, tanong mo sarili mo, the latest equipment may not push you more creative, but it might, you get to ask yourself, will it make me more efficient?
Correct.
Or will it let me unload more of my mental RAM towards more creative endeavors?
Right.
So, for example, kung sakali, this camera makes me, since maganda autofocus niya and all that, so I don't need to think so much kung nakafocus ba to, hindi.
Yes.
But that mental RAM opens up to more directing possibilities.
Tama.
Na I could tell the mode, emote, ganyan.
Kasi the camera will take care of itself.
The camera, in a sense, will focus most of the time and will find the subject. So it frees up my head to think more creatively.
Okay, that's a interesting way of, putting it.
But you have to ask that hard question. Will those things, will the new equipment give you those capabilities?
Correct.
Or will give you some efficiency advantage?
Correct.
You have to think, and not just because you need to be ahead. Kung ganun lang naman yun, no point.
Yeah. Alam mo, sobrang hirap eh. Sobrang hirap na, because, we all love cameras. We all love our gears, di ba? Minsan talagang pampatulog, swipe ka ng mga latest gears ngayon, di ba? Ang hirap magpigil na parang, I wanna get the latest model. I wanna get my, di ba?
In a sense, this is where I get to be shrewd. Na, I matagal ako muupo before I actually consider buying something. Na, yun nga, because I let it simmer in my head for like a week, a month. If it's still there, then I go for it na.
Mali nga yung mga tinatanungan ko kasi ang tinatanungan ko usually, yung 3 tao nakikita mo sa kwarto to. And then whenever I forward them the latest gears, sasabi lang nila, pare deserve mo naman yan eh. So kunin mo na. So parang, okay, mali. Dapat ikaw na. Ikaw na yung tatanungin ko from now on.
I'm the shrewd one in a sense. Na parang, ang KJ ko in a sense. That's where I tend to gravitate.
Pero tama naman. I mean, you have to balance the business side of it. Kasi again, this is not a hobby anymore. And gears are not cheap. Diba? They're of course they need a certain level of financial. Of course, gears are still important, diba? Kahit na hindi siya basehan of how creative you are, gears are always important. So, if ever you're a person who you're a person who wants to operate in that world in the creative industry, and then hindi siya ganun ka-accessible for you. Kunyari, you're a content creator and you only have a camera. You don't have your own lights, you don't have your own studio or audio equipment. What do you suggest that they do, or saan ba dapat unang mag-invest? In your opinion, how do they go about it kaya?
Okay. Well, of course, first thing that you have to consider is, ako kasi I like asking myself a lot of some things na hindi lang basta jump the gun and buy the stuff. I tend to ask, what's my trajectory as a creative 2 to 3 years, 5 years down the line? And that's where I make that decision of what kind of equipment I need to purchase. Whether or not it's the top of the line, mid-tier, or whatever. Like, if I wouldn't gone for like, say, an R1.
Yeah.
Kasi, oh my God, Jesus.
Yes. Para sarap ng R1.
Masarap siya gamitin, ang ganda hawakan, but do you actually need it?
Yes.
For whatever purposes. If you're just starting out, not exactly. But ang tansya ko sa kanya is, I'll ask myself, where am I gonna be next year, 2 to 3 years with this passion, and then I'll buy a camera that I would want to grow with.
Yeah, no.
Something I can pace with. Kumbaga may future-proofing siya in a sense up to a certain extent, and then I'll consider the next equipment when I'm crossing the bridge ng time na yon. So that's one. Camera. And second, when it comes to lights naman, that's where it gets a little bit tricky already kasi there's so many equipment of lights available, madaming models, madaming sizes and all that. That makes things, ako nga mismo, I'm confused myself na which one do I pick. Ang daming pwedeng pagpilian eh. Especially when you're working with continuous lights, lalo na mas madami pa options sa ganon. I would tend to work with something that's within budget na kakailanganin ko within sakali. If I'm doing things for myself, as myself, creating content for myself, then I wouldn't mind not going for the latest ones or even the most expensive ones for that matter. Kasi ito. But when you start doing it for a living and considering other people's money being paid, then that's where I start thinking about investing on more professional equipment. Especially, it's not just because of the money people pay you, but the time that you get to save for those people doing the work.
I understand.
Kasi anong nangyari kung sakali if you just when you just parang backyard productions na mabilis. The thing is, you waste more time setting things up, doing this, doing that. The clock's ticking.
Tama.
When you're talking business, kasi the business I will put on pa rin na it's the money and time that's invested on you that you have to make best use of.
Tama.
And sometimes, better equipment will save you more time.
Tama. Again, it makes you more efficient.
It makes you more efficient.
Creative, diba? So, tama.
It's not about a question of creativity.
Yes.
It's a question of efficiency.
Tama.
When you're more efficient, then you'll have more room for creativity.
Exactly. 20 years ago ba, pare, you would have imagined yourself being in this position na you're shooting campaigns, shooting your cosplay projects when you were younger? Is this the real trajectory that you imagined yourself to be?
Layo. Like I said, I wanted to be a game developer. I wanted video games. So I wanted, because I learned how to code, ganon. So,
pero if you're gonna turn back time and then you can talk to your
younger self.
Oh, pare. Like, would you say na, sige, pasukin mo photography, ako bahala sa'yo?
I get to say that to a younger Jay, you turn out not bad.
Okay naman.
Okay naman. So, for whatever downturns I had, in my frustrations I had as a programmer, you turn out pretty okay.
Ano yung mga what are the life lessons or the industry lessons that you learned while operating in this industry that you can apply in your life on a very personal level, pare?
Everything has a time for itself. Patience. For example, there are certain projects na feeling mo you wanted pero hindi napupunta sa'yo. Probably because maybe you're not ready. So, and it's a matter of sure I'd feel disappointed about it, but at the same time, I get to learn how to not panic over the things I have no control over, but I have control over myself. So I get to, ano ba pwede kong baguhin dito? So, hindi ko nakuha tong project na to. Bakit? Then, instead of magdabog ka at mainis ka and all that wouldn't move the needle in terms of any future project, but you get to ask yourself, what did I do? What else can I improve on? Do I need to shoot more test shoots? Do I need to fix my portfolio? Things like that. So I learned how to be a bit more mindful in terms of what in my process, instead of just triggering off over something.
That's something that I need to learn. Obviously, now that you're mentioning it now, kasi parang obviously we are sort of the same, diba? We bid on a project, we win, we lose some, and then whenever I lose a project that I feel like I really wanted to get one, and then I would really feel bad about it, diba? And then of course, minsan nasanay na tayo na matalo, pero may mga times talaga minsan na parang ayoko na yata, parang quit na kaya ako.
There are times like that but for me, here's the necessity is the mother of invention in a sense.
Yes.
But why do I say that? Because I've put all in already in photography.
Yeah.
In a sense. Nasabi ko, hey, make it or break it. So I'll really just push on.
Yes.
Lang talaga.
Yes.
And that's the very motivation for me to. Kasi for example, there was one time na I lost on like 3 bids consecutively. Like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? Am I good? Am I losing it? Diba? But at the same time, you get to be mindful at itanong mo sa sarili mo, was there anything lost nga ba talaga? It didn't diminish you as a creative. So what happened? So what else can you do about it instead of having to mull over? Of course, easier said than done.
Yes.
Because emotionally, you'll get triggered and all that. Of course, I will. I did feel bad about it. But at the same time, I get to pull back. Ano nga ba? Ano nga ba pwede mong gawin? At this,
Tama ka Parang you need to control what you can. And what you can control in this situation is yourself and how you feel towards something. Diba?
O ganon. It's a life lesson. The industry has hammered itself into my head.
Yeah.
Na kasi kung the creative side of us, kasi sometimes wala tayong guardrails and we'll just go and be so emotional out of
especially
things.
That creativity is very personal. Our work is very personal.
Our work it has a signature on it.
And then if they think na we like photographer B better than Jay Tablante, ang hirap kaya hindi maging personal about it.
May ganun but diba? You can't satisfy everybody.
Yeah. I mean, now we can laugh about it. Pero kapag nakikita tayo ng text right now, parang, Jay, sorry, we chose.
Yeah, sige nito one over that. Okay.
Yeah. Diba, parang okay.
Ako naman ayaw ko naman shoot to
Exactly.
Ganun, diba? Ako naman nila. Ba't kaya?
Bakit? Diba? Costing ba? Ano ba?
Diba? Ano nangyari? So, but yun nga, so I get to adjust. I tend to dial down my reactions to it now. Ito kaya pwede kong gawin next. Yun.
Ito mga kaibigan nandito, kapag biglang hindi na nagre-reply sa chat group, baka natalo na naman si Paolo sa bid.
So what I do, actually, for that, is I just jump to doing another cosplay project.
Okay.
Then, mag-R&D ulit ako.
Tama.
I go back. I go back to the drawing board and say, what was different? What else can I evolve on?
Yeah.
So, may mga ganon.
Tama. Okay. So ano lang pare, for the people who want to be a photographer like you, who are still holding back kasi parang feeling nila, baka di ko kaya, ganyan. Ano mo?
Wow.
Piece of advice siguro, di ba?
Life advice if you want to get into it. Wow. I wouldn't want to say jump off the cliff without having a parachute. Wag namang ganun. Pero test the waters if you want, take on a gig here and there. Pero I would suggest price it as if yun na yung livelihood mo. Para makuha mo ng tamang gauge whether or not it's if it's
something
that's worth
you,
sustain you, exactly. Kasi ang nagiging sometimes ang nangyayari, some people who would do it part-time, they'll also price it part-time.
Correct.
Kasi they have the cushion of a day job.
Right.
And then they would think, gawin ko kaya to full-time. Pero hindi pa nila switch yung utak nila into pricing it properly as if you were doing it full-time.
Tama.
And then suddenly magugulat sila, I'm not making enough.
Yan.
And then masusunog sila and they'll eventually leave.
Baliktad nga yung process, no? Kasi ako, kunyari lang, I have a day job, and then suddenly I'll jump into freelance. Feeling ko, I'll price it in such a way na market would probably accept it, di ba? Without thinking na, it has to be sustainable for me. Para pag tinalong ko na yung barko, sanay na ako sa ganung presyo at kilala na ako sa ganung presyo.
You have to ask those things na, will this be sustainable? And then you get to do the math already ground up na how much are my costs, how much are my expenses, and all. Then a certain reality sets in. And then, of course, ito na maging price.
Tama. Okay, and then what can you say naman about our friends who want to make a living out of their passion pero medyo ayaw pa nilang umalis sa zone nila where they're at now? Not necessarily photography, or not necessarily in a creative industry, but, kasi tayo, tinalo natin yun di ba?
Tinalo natin Test the water. Kumbaga, one or two gigs will not be enough for you to determine that. And I wouldn't want to say, bottom line, what I'm saying is, don't overthink it. Let a natural course happen. Na, I'll take it one step at a time in terms of you go up the ladder in a sense. Then you get to realize, oh crap, kulang na pala ako ng oras. Then you get to realize, maybe you can.
And then suddenly you'll realize, teka, mas ginagawa ko na yung passion ko versus di ba?
So when you're starting pa lang, don't overthink the end. Kasi when you overthink the end, you feel overwhelmed right away, and then suddenly your mind will already kill it before something happens. Kasi we all tend to be parang conflict adverse in a sense, that we tend to protect. Of course, we tend to protect ourselves from in our heads. So instead of being overwhelmed with anxiety, there you go. Instead of being overwhelmed with anxiety by looking towards what could all these crazy doomsday scenarios. There you go. With all the doomsday scenarios in your head. Take it one step at a time, and you get to realize you will hit a glass ceiling.
Yes.
So I don't have any solid advice kasi there isn't any.
Yes.
It's a feeling. It's a gut feeling. When you're there and you're hitting that ceiling already, you'd feel it. Na parang, I have to jump.
Yes, tama.
Oo eh. Tama. There's no formula to it. Na nagawa mo, alis ka na sa trabaho mo.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Kasi sometimes you feel like, this gig will really make my career already, and then I think, okay na. Then suddenly, 1 month wala kang ginagawa.
Exactly.
Mali ba yung decision ko?
Kumbaga, don't let one single job or one single project your entire career. It's not gonna work that way.
Yeah. Tama. It's again, it goes back to your process to have a process. Di ba? Tama ka.
And the consistency. Yun lang naman importante dyan. You just you just need to have the consistency of going, the consistency of doing. And then let the situation guide you in a sense of where to go.
Jay, I learned so much today.
Salamat din.
Maraming salamat
sa
oras. Salamat for going here. I know we don't really see each other too often, but we see each other in projects, in shoots. And this kwentuhan became very personal because we didn't really talk about aperture or gears.
Wala no gear this time around.
Maraming salamat for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Salamat, brother.
Alright.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope you were able to learn something from this episode. Do not forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media pages. There are so much more episodes to watch out for, and see you on the next one.